We're camping at Silver Springs Campground in Mount Baker, Snoqualmie National Forest, and visiting Mount Rainier National Park. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. And if you can hear the rain, well, you can guess that I'm in my tent. We just got to our campground at Silver Springs in Mount Baker, Snoqualmie National Forest, right outside Mount Rainier. We're gonna camp here for a couple days and go check out the park. We got set up, we had a wet setup, we had a wet dinner, just ate some SpaghettiOs in the cargo camper, but basically we're just hanging out in the tents. We got Delaney in his tent, Barb and I are in our Kodiak canvas, which is a 10x14 Flexbo VX. I love this tent, it's amazing. But we're basically gonna hang out in here tonight. Hopefully we have better weather tomorrow. It just seems to keep raining. So, guys, we are on a summer trip. So if you're new to my channel, we are on a summer trip for 2024. We left our home in Tampa about 3 weeks ago, went all the way out to the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State, and now we're working our way back. So we're hanging out at Mount Rainier. We just came from North Cascades, just came from Olympic National Park, and we've got a lot of stuff to go. So we're super excited about that. But something to consider is that if you're camping in the national forests and the national parks out here, they do have restrooms, but they don't have showers. So we stopped at a Pilot truck stop and paid $18 to take showers. And guys, it was well worth it. So if you watched my previous video for North Cascades, you saw I was getting pretty woolly. Shaved all that off, so I'm good to go for a while longer. I don't grow facial hair that fast, guys, so I'm probably good till I get home. But I'm excited about being clean, excited about camping, and excited about visiting Mount Rainier. So with that, I'm going to sign off for tonight. Tomorrow we'll show you our campsite here at Mount Baker, Snoqualmie National Forest in Silver Springs Campground, and then we're going to hit the park. So we've got to get in early. So they have timed entry into Mount Rainier, and we don't have a slot. So we have to be there before 7 a.m., before timed entry. So we're going to get up early and get over there to get into the park. So we're excited about that. So guys, we will see you in the morning. One thing I should do before the tent gets all messy is I should show you our setup in our Kodiak canvas. So I love this tent, and so I'm going to spin the camera around and show you kind of how we hang out in our Kodiak. Okay, so I'm standing in the far side of the tent, and we basically have a gear loft, and that is an air mattress with some sleeping bags, and then I use one of those little Cabela's Bass Pro Shops foldable tables as a nightstand. Really like that. We've got some space right there where if we have our dogs with us, they can go lay down over there, or sometimes we put our clothes bags there. And then as I move around, I'm going to move closer to the bed, and I'm going to turn. I'm going to show you Barb's office. So we set up Barb. There she is. You can wave now, Barb.
Okay.
There you are. We set her up with a computer and an extra monitor where she's able to do all of her graphic design and web marketing stuff for our business, Kemp Design Services. So she's got a nice mobile office, and then we've just got stuff laying over there. So basically, that is the Kodiak canvas. So with that, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, we got up early this morning. We were up at 5 a.m. to get into the park before timed entry started at 7. I was not aware. I learned something. So when I tried to book time entry, I couldn't. It was all filled up. I tried to book that when I booked my campsite. What I found out is new spots for timed entry open up at 7 p.m. the night before. So if you want to get into a place, check after 7 p.m. local time and see if new slots open up. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Is tonight we're going to check at 7 p.m. to see if we can get a timed entry slot so we don't have to get up so early. Because if you don't get the time entry slot, then you don't get in between 7 and 3, which is a major part of the day. Obviously, we don't want to miss that. So we drove all the way down to the southwest corner of the park at Longmire. We just got some information from the Wilderness Information Center, learned a few things about the park. It is a cold, rainy, snowy at altitude day. So we are going to see what we can see, but our overlooks are just socked in with fog. So we're going to go find some waterfalls. We're going to go up to Paradise. We got 2 tickets to Paradise, baby. Okay, that's all I'm going to sing. Actually, we need 3 tickets because Delaney's with us. But we're going to go check out as much as we can, and then we're going to be back tomorrow. The weather is supposed to be so much better tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be able to see Mount Rainier. We're going to go try and find marmots. We're going to go try and find waterfalls. We're going to go try and find scenic vistas. So come along, check it out. So there's the Longmire Wilderness Information Center. They open at 7:30 in the morning, which is really good because we were here early. And then over this way is the Longmire Museum, and it doesn't open till 9. So we're trying to kill a little bit of time so we can go check it out. So while we wait for things to open, we decided to come check out the National Park Inn. If camping isn't your thing, but you want to come see the national parks, staying in one of the National Park Inns is pretty cool. And they have a dining facility and just a nice place to hang out. You can sit by the fire. If hiking's not your thing, if more of, hanging out in a nice cozy fireplace kind of thing is more your speed, definitely recommend checking out one of the inns in one of the national parks. We hit the gift shop. Of course, I have to get my stickers. I collect stickers from all the places I visit. It's kind of a problem, actually. I picked up 3 different Mount Rainier stickers, and I'm probably not done. When I hit the visitor center, I'll probably get some more. It started off with a just buy one. Now I buy like 5 or 6 for every park. It's bad. Anyway, let's go see what else we can find. Okay, guys, we're making our way up the roadway here, and our first stop is Christine Falls, which is right up against the road. Check this out. Kirsty Falls was awesome, even though it's cold and rainy. It's probably part of coming to Mount Rainier, but it's worth doing. Just as we're driving by, we see this doe and fawn. Yep, and there they go. So on the drive from Longmire up to Paradise, there's some great roadside falls, but one of them is really cool, and that's Narada Falls. Check this out. If you see that trail down there on the other side, that's where we're going. Well guys, that's Narada Falls. Let's go see what else we can find. Well guys, we've made it to the Jackson Visitor Center and Paradise. And guys, behind me is Mount Rainier, but you can't see it. But it is snowing, it is cold. So I'm gonna spin the camera around and just show you this winter wonderland in the middle of June. Check it out. So there's a trail up there. You can rent some snowshoes. Honestly, guys, I didn't bring enough warm clothes and I didn't bring enough waterproof clothes. It is cold and wet and snowy. I think I said that already, but it is awesome. We are really hoping that the weather clears for tomorrow so we can actually see Mount Rainier. But for now, we're gonna go explore more of the parks. We're gonna go check out Reflection Lakes. We're gonna go look for marmots. I don't know if we're gonna see any, but we're gonna give it a shot. Last time I said I don't know if we're gonna see any mountain goats. We saw a mountain goat, so maybe that'll bring me the good luck. Let's go check stuff out. So guys, we've come down from Paradise to Reflection Lake. What's really cool about this, guys, is that it's the middle of June and there's still ice on the lake. So not something we see very often. Check this out. Okay guys, we made it down the snowbank. Checking out the lake here. Pretty cool. And while I was down by the lake, Delaney, this Florida boy, thought to make a little snowman. Looks good there, Delaney.
Really big banks of snow.
It is big banks of snow. Yes.
I went up there a little ways.
Cool.
It was fun.
So one of the things I really like to do when I'm driving around these parks is to find the roadside waterfalls. All of these waterfalls are coming down off the mountains, and of course the roads have to cross them, so you get easy access to waterfalls. This is Sunbeam Creek. Check it out. So we finally found an overlook where we can actually see. We're below the clouds now. You guys got to check this out. Look at that gap between the two mountains. I guess it's like a little valley. I guess it's carved out by snowmelt. No water anymore means it's bone dry. And look at the clouds filling in the valley. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but right through the clouds down there is some road. That's where we're headed. Well, guys, we're going to keep on trucking in Mount Rainier National Park, see what else we can see. We're starting to maybe get a little clearer, but it's still raining or misting or whatever. It's still cold. That's not going to stop us. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, guys, we've made it to Stevens Creek, and it is sunny and it's almost warm. Let's go check out these falls. So it looks like either two creeks come together or they split, but we've got these falls here. It flows down underneath there. And then connects to Stevens Creek right there. Pretty cool. All right, now we're gonna walk along the bridge and go check out Stevens Creek. So what's awesome about these roadside waterfalls is you can get right up to them and you can stand right over them, so you get a unique view. Normally you stand on one side or the other of a falls. You just got to make sure you're not getting hit by cars, which is the downside to roadside waterfalls. The quest for roadside waterfalls continues. We're much lower in elevation now. The snow is gone. It's in the mid 40s now, maybe a little higher. We're at Falls Creek, and the waterfall here is fantastic. Check it out. All right, guys, after a full day in Mount Rainier, we are back at camp. We are at Silver Springs Campground in Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. Say that 3 times fast. We are going to do something new. We're trying out a new product. So in my Omnia Oven, and guys, you know that if you watch my channel, you know that I love Omnia Ovens. We're trying out their new baking rack. I think it's called a baking grid. And we're gonna bake fries and have burgers and fries. So let's see how it does. All right, guys, it says, you know, bake them in a single layer. I'm gonna see if I can do that many at a time. Otherwise, it's gonna take me forever. But Let's go ahead and get this fired up here. There we go. And then we'll put the lid on. And the bag says 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees. So we'll run that Omnia oven up and see how it does. For the hamburgers, we're gonna go with just Bubba burgers, and this is the Black Angus Bubba burgers. They work pretty well, and what I love about them is I can keep them frozen until they're ready to cook. So I'm not dealing with making burgers and stuff like that. Yeah, I probably would prefer making my own hamburgers from meat with my own spices and stuff, but I doctored these up a little bit, and I'm going to show you my tricks in just a few seconds. Okay guys, it's time to show you my secret for making these Bubba burgers taste amazing. Once I have done the first side, I flip them over, and then I sprinkle on some Montreal steak seasoning. Okay guys, so the secret is when you flip it the last time, you sprinkle a little bit of Montreal seasoning on the top, and then you cover it with cheese. When the cheese melts onto the burger, it holds the Montreal seasoning on. It doesn't just get all over the griddle. That's the way to seal in the flavor. I'm also sauteing a few onions for the burgers, and the fries are coming along nice. Let's go check those out. All right, guys, so that's looking pretty good. Almost done, and then we'll do another batch of those. Now, if you notice, if you see my thermometer, it's pointed straight up, which is 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't want to run it all the way up to 400. Almost everything I do in an Omnia oven, I do below the rated spec. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, here they are with melted cheese and onion on top. Delaney wanted Colby and no onion. So, yeah, those burgers are ready to go. It's time to pull out the fries. First batch of fries are done. Second batch is in. Should be good. All right, guys, and because we're going to be traveling, we're doing some muffins. So we've got the orange cranberry again. If you watched our video from North Cascades, you saw we did a orange cranberry muffin and liked that. And then this side over here is blueberry cheesecake. That's almost done. And we had a happy accident where one of these sides was going to be chocolate chip, which is down right there. But we added too much milk. So now we're gonna have to do a full ring of chocolate chip. So we have 2 full rings of muffins to eat over the next 2 days. Challenge accepted. All right, guys, so dinner was fantastic. The burgers were good, the fries were good. I really like the baking grid, the non-stick baking grid from Omnia Oven. I'm gonna put a link down in the description below for all of my favorite Omnia Oven stuff, because I love that. I'm gonna do a review on that baking grid eventually. I'm not exactly sure when. I got so much content from this trip, so we'll shoot one eventually, but I really do like the baking grid. And I really like the non-stick Omnia ovens, guys. I mean, I love my silicone molds, but the non-stick pans, both the maxi pan and the regular pan, are fantastic if you're looking for non-stick. It's getting dark, so I'm going to show you our campsite in the morning, but I'm just going to spin the camera as I'm standing here because we have this enormous campsite. So there's the camp bus and the cargo camper. And then we got the Kodiak canvas for Barb and I. And then on the picnic table is the Eureka Tetragon 3, which sprung a leak, which wasn't so good. So I don't know, we might retire that tent. It's pretty old. And then there's our Merrimack 6. So Delaney got upgraded to a 6-man tent for himself. He doesn't need a tent that big, but he likes it. Most important though is it's waterproof. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna continue to turn the camera, and then we'll show you in the daylight. I'll do a bigger tour, but that's the site next to us. We're on an end. And then there's Delaney there and the fire. So the only bummer is behind me, let me turn the camera this way. So behind me right now, you might be able to see it. There's a road. Let's see, it runs that way. Yeah, there we go. Runs that way. That is the main, I guess, highway that runs through this area. So we can see cars running by and we hear them. So that's really kind of the only bummer of this site, but it's not a whole lot of traffic. So it's not really that big a deal. I've definitely had a lot more road traffic in other places. Overall, Silver Springs Campground is pretty nice. The bummer is the closest bathroom, which I can actually see over in that direction, is down for maintenance. It's closed, so we have to go to the bathroom in the other loop. And of course, national forests, at least over here, and I don't know if this is the case for all national forests, but it's the case for every national forest I've ever camped in, no shower facilities. So running water, but no showers. So keep that in mind. But this campground is really nice. I really like it. Also, no electric hookups, no water hookups. There are some water fill stations around so you can fill water cans. And then there is a stream that way, and we can hear it from our campsite. But there are campsites that are right on this river. So if you're going to camp here, and guys, it's just outside. I mean, I can almost throw a rock into Mount Rainier National Park. So it's right off the park. So it's a great place to stay. You can get into the park pretty fast. I think we were in the park we were into the time entry part of the park in 25 minutes. So really, really fast. But if you're going to stay here, you might want to get one of the sites on the river. So if you haven't seen my campground review for this campground, definitely check that out. I'm going to put a link right up here where you can check that out. Or I'll put a link down in the description below where you can see it. But definitely check out my review of this campground because it is a really, really cool place to stay. I'm gonna sit by the fire for a little bit. It's still pretty chilly. It's gonna get down to 39 degrees tonight, which is pretty cold for me for June. It's definitely not my usual camping temperature for the month of June. So I'm pretty excited about that. We're all layered up and ready for that. I'm gonna sit by this campfire for a while and enjoy it. And then tomorrow, we're going to do more exploring in Mount Rainier. So stay tuned for that. Let's go sit by the fire. There is just something about a nice campfire. Barb's putting the finishing touches on the dishes. We're going to have the muffin that we baked tonight for breakfast in the morning before we venture into the park. Life's pretty good out here in the Pacific Northwest. I could get used to being out here. So guys, Silver Springs Campground is awesome. And I know this is day 3 of us being here, and I'm finally being able to film some of it because it was wet and nasty and rainy or cold. But we have a beautiful day today. We're about to go out to Mount Rainier again. Hopefully we can see it. The cloud cover is still a little low, but hopefully we'll be able to see a whole lot more of it, and we'll be able to make some sense of the overlooks, which were just totally fogged in. But guys, I'm walking out to the White River right now, which is, the campground is right on the banks of the White River, and it's supplied by a glacier. I think it's called Emmons Glacier. This river is beautiful. Check it out. And I just read a sign that said that in the day use area of the campground, which is a little picnic area, and this isn't a big campground, guys, so it's easily walkable from any site, that certain times of the year, elk will hang out in the meadow that is the picnic area. So haven't seen any elk yet. Basically, the sign says that as spring comes and the snow melts off Mount Rainier, the elk go up high onto the mountain. So in the wintertime, I guess they're down low. And then as the snow recedes, they eat the grass and that kind of thing. They do a lot of grazing, and then they make their way up into Mount Rainier. So my guess is that because we are close to summer, the elk have already moved through here. But depending on the time of year, you might be camping right amongst a bunch of elk if you stay here. So really cool. I'm bummed that I missed the elk, but maybe next time. Okay guys, I'm back at the site now. We're at site 56. Can't remember if I mentioned that before, but beautiful sunny day. We're about to head to the park, but I promised you I'd show you our campsite, so here it is. So these sites are huge with plenty of places to pitch tents, screen houses, whatever you want. I'm standing at the kind of the far edge, and you can see I've got a 10x10 Alps Mountaineering Merrimack 6 and a 10x14 Kodiak Canvas Flexbow VX. So a lot of space. Got a nice picnic table. Boy, the Forest Service doesn't mess around. When they put in a picnic table made of wood, I mean, it's really made of wood. These things are solid. And then, you know, typical forest stuff, down timber, but a nice fire pit. And in our case, a pretty nice driveway. It's mostly level and it's asphalt. So we have the cargo camper and the Kemp bus. So that's a look at our campsite. So guys, we're about to head to the park, Mount Rainier National Park. And we do have timed entry. So we are available to get in from 9 to 11. So we need to get rolling so that we can get in on time. But pretty excited about that as well. We were able to get a timed entry slot last night. So I don't know I can't remember if I mentioned it in this video or not. But basically, if you don't have a timed entry slot, look the night before at 7 p.m. because slots do open up and you can book them. So keep that in mind. So we're going to hit the road. We didn't find marmots yesterday. I'm hoping that the marmots said, this weather sucks. We're just going to stay in our hidey holes. And today they're going to be out and about. I don't know, but I kind of like those little furry guys. So hopefully we'll see a marmot, and hopefully the overlooks will be more visible, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get lucky and be able to see Mount Rainier. Let's find out. Guys, we made it up into the Stevens Cantron entrance, and we're on our way up to Paradise, but what a difference a day makes. Guess what? We can see Mount Rainier. Check it out. There it is. Wow. Just towers over every other mountain. Guys, I'm so excited. We found one. We found a hoary marmot. I'm going to go see if I can get some good video of him. Here he is. He doesn't seem to care at all that I'm right here. Again, what a difference a day makes. We're up at Paradise at the Henry Jackson Visitor Center. It's not snowing and we can see Mount Rainier, although there is a little bit of clouds. Check this out. There it is. We can see it. We can almost see the summit, which is just to the left where those clouds are. I'm gonna walk up that snow trail just a little bit and see what we can see. There we go. Clear shot of the mountain. Mount Rainier. Beautiful. Well, guys, that is the view I've been waiting for. I was here in 2010 and it was socked in. Never saw it from the visitor center. And of course, yesterday it was socked in again. But today, wow. Incredible. I'm sure the camera angles don't do it justice. This thing towers over every other mountain in the area. Just spectacular. And being able to see the glaciers, super cool. One last look, since there's no clouds. A lot of activity here at the visitor center today. beautiful. Just beautiful. So guys, this is an overlook I stopped at yesterday, and I want to show it to you again today. Again, the difference a day makes. Check this out. So yesterday we could see that peak over there, and we could see that rock slide or whatever that is. But check this out, guys. Today we can see Mount Rainier. Look at that. You could not see that at all yesterday. As a matter of fact, I had no idea it was there. I didn't know I was facing Mount Rainier when I was here yesterday. What a difference. Beautiful. We're checking out Box Canyon. Check this out. So this is a deep cut slot canyon. And you can't even see the water. It's so far down. We're gonna do a little trail hike to see a little bit more of this. Some gorgeous views today. Everywhere we look now, it seems we can see Mount Rainier. Let's go check out this canyon. Box Canyon's pretty cool. Check out those falls. Right there. Wow. What a view. Box Canyon was pretty cool. Let's go see what else we can find. Well, guys, we've had a fantastic day. We're almost done with it, though, guys. It is starting to get later in the day. We got to get back to camp. We're going to make some grilled chicken and some au gratin potatoes tonight, so I'm excited about that. But I had to come up to Chinook Pass for one last look at Mount Rainier. Check it out. So, guys, there it is. Unfortunately, we got a cloud coming in, but just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful Mount Rainier. It's just gorgeous up here, guys. I'm going to just pan the camera around just so you can see. Up on the pass. Just big snowy hills. Up mountainsides. Just awesome. There's Barb taking a look at things. Yep, and then Mount Rainier again. Down below it is a little lake. I can't remember the name of the lake. Just gorgeous. So when I was at the visitor center, I asked how many people summit Mount Rainier every year. And last year there were 10,000 attempts at the summit and 5,000 people made it. I'm hoping the other 5,000 turned around without making the summit and were okay, but I didn't ask. But guys, climbing that mountain is impressive. The glaciers, like when you can see it through binoculars. And I wish I had a lens that I could zoom in, because when you look at the mountain with binoculars and you see the tiny specks that are people climbing the mountain, it's just impressive, just awesome. So guys, if you are able at all to get out to Mount Rainier National Park, I highly, highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And if you're looking for a great place to camp, I really do like Silver Springs Campground in the National Forest there on the northeast corner of the park. It is a nice place to stay. We're going to head back there and finish up our trip. Tomorrow, we head off to Crater Lake National Park in Oregon. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's a park I've never been to before. So I'm excited to bring that video to you. And then we are camping. I still can't remember the name of the campground. So guys, you're going to have to stay tuned to our next video so you find out where we're camping, because it's in one of the national forests near the park. So guys, we're going to go back to camp to finish the video. Well guys, we've had a fantastic time at Mount Rainier National Park and camping at Silver Springs Campground in Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. Wow, I finally got that out, I think, in this video. Really, really nice campground, as I've said before, and Mount Rainier is amazing. Guys, you want to give yourself plenty of time in Mount Rainier. It's a big park. It takes a while to get places, and you've got the time entry issue. And guys, I would encourage you to stay multiple days, just because you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. Sure, we had a great time our first day in the park, but our second day today was amazing because the skies cleared up and we could see Mount Rainier, and it was just beautiful. So if you can, take multiple days to see the national park so that you can guarantee, or at least hopefully guarantee, that you have a good weather day at Mount Rainier. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. If you have any questions about camping at Silver Springs Campground or questions about Mount Rainier, drop something in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Or tell us about your visit to Mount Rainier or to Silver Springs Campground. We would love to hear from you and hear about your adventures in this part of Washington. You can also always connect with us on our other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or our website at kempoutside.com. This is part of our 2024 summer trips. We have a lot more coming, guys. I know we have been traveling now for over 3 weeks. We have a little less than 3 weeks to go. So I'm really, really excited about leaving the state of Washington. Not that I have anything against the state of Washington, but it's time for us to go explore someplace else. And now I'm going somewhere I've never been before, which is Crater Lake National Park in Oregon, and then on to South Fork Reservoir in Nevada, Dinosaur National Monument in Utah, Black Canyon and the Gunnison National Park in Colorado, and finishing up at Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado and Zapata Falls Campground. So guys, we have a whole lot more before this trip is done. So if you love this kind of stuff, definitely stick around and make sure you don't miss a thing. I'm Kevin with Camp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. So if you have any questions about trip planning or camping or anything that you've seen that we're doing, drop something in the comments. We'd love to hear about that as well, and happy to answer you. Or as I said before, you can connect with us on our other social media. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.